In 8.3a, we are going to talk about simple probability. A probability is a numerical measure of the likelihood of an event. So how probable something is how likely is that to occur. A number from 0 to 1, a probability of 0 indicates that the event will never occur, and a probability of 1 indicates that an event will always occur. A probability cannot be a negative number. When we're dealing with probabilities, it will always be positive. The probability of an event E is given by the following formula when outcomes are equally likely. So if we have the probability of some event, we would take all of the possible outcomes and divide by the total. So for example, number 1, if we look at the probability of receiving a letter grade of an A in this class, if you receive a letter grade, you're either going to get an A, B, C, D, or F. So there's 5 choices that you could choose from. That's our total. Total would be 5 choices. So that would be the bottom. And if we want to receive an A, we want to know how likely that is. That would be 1 out of the 5 choices. So that's our probability for an A. The probability of a quarter landing on heads, well, if we flip a quarter, it's either going to land on heads or tails. So that's 2 possible outcomes. And if we want to know if it lands on heads, that is 1 possible out of the 2. So my probability for that case would be 1 out of 2. So let's look at some more examples with dice. If we have a fair dice that's rolled, how many outcomes are possible? Well, a typical dice goes up from 1 to 6, so there's 6 possible outcomes for that dice. The probability of rolling a 4 is 1 out of those 6, so that would be a probability of 1/6. The probability of rolling a prime number, well, our prime numbers would be 2, 3, and 5. Remember, 1 is not a prime number. Our smallest prime number is 2. So 2, 3, and 5 are all prime. So that's 3 out of my 6 choices. So my probability for a prime number would be 3 out of 6, which would simplify to 1/2. Let's see, what is the problem of rolling a number less than 5? So all of my numbers less than 5, that would be 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's 4 choices. So that would be 4/6, which simplifies to 2/3. And then the probability of rolling a number greater than 0, that's all of my numbers, 1 through 6. So that would be a probability of 6/6, which equals 1. That means that it's always going to happen. I'm always going to roll a number greater than 0. Looking at another example, this one says we have a jar with 10 red candies, 16 green, 6 orange, 9 yellow, and 15 purple. And number 10 is asking, what is the probability of selecting an orange candy? Well, if I have 6 orange candies, that's how many possible I have. In order to find my total, I need to add up all of the candies that are in that jar. So that would be 10 plus 16 plus 6 plus 9 plus 15, which gives me 56 total candies. And then I can simplify that fraction further to 3/28. What is the probability of selecting a green candy? Well, if I have 16 green candies out of 56 total, I can simplify that to, let's see, 4 over 56 divided by 4 gives me 14. And I can simplify that again. 4 over 14 gives me 2 out of 7. And you can just type that into your calculator. 16 over 56. Remember, hit math, enter, enter, and that will give you your fraction in simplified form. Number 12, what is the probability of not selecting a yellow candy? So that means I could select any other color, but not yellow. So that would give me 47 options total out of my 56. 47 is what I get when I add up 10 and 16, 6 and 15, so I leave out my yellow candies. And I can't simplify that, so that is my simplest fraction right there. What is the probability of selecting a pink candy? Well, I don't have any pink candies in my jar, so that would be a probability of 0 out of 56, which is 0. So this is never going to happen.